See, somebody's getting sued. And listen, when somebody does something grossly incompetent and they finally get caught at it, it makes me kind of smile on the inside. I got called out to a customer's house. They just purchased the house 4 months ago, and all of a sudden, they have no water. I get out there and I start looking at things, and their pump is bad. Their pressure tank is bad, and their pressure switch is bad. Pretty much nothing's good. And there were several things about the well that just weren't done right and were in disrepair. So after I look at everything, I tell the customer, I'm like, listen, basically, you got a lot of stuff wrong here, and a lot of things aren't working, but we can get it working for you. And the customer, who seemed like a very organized person, walks over to a filing cabinet, pulls out a set of papers, and goes, we had a well inspection done whenever we bought the house just 4 months ago. And I look at the well inspection, and it's not done by a licensed well contractor. It's done by a home inspector. And it was not part of their home inspection. It was a separate product. They got a home inspection, but they also got this well inspection. And the customer looks at me and she goes, how could this home inspector miss all of these things? So I got on my phone real quick and I checked and I said, ma'am, this home inspector isn't a licensed well contractor. They're a home inspector. They're experts on all the systems of your home, not your well. Now, what I didn't know at that time was that this customer worked at a law firm. Oops. So she says, listen, how much will it take to fix everything about our well, bring it up to code, and get it working? I said, ma'am, you're looking at about $3,500. She says, not a problem. Please provide me with an itemized invoice. Cool. So we set to working. We fixed everything. We invoiced her. She looked very carefully at the invoice, asked what each item was, and made notes on it. That should have been a clue to me, but it wasn't. So then we leave. Obviously, we've been paid. I get a phone call 3 weeks later from an attorney. He says, hello, Mr. Butler. I'm such and such with such and such a law firm. I represent this person. Do you have time to come into my office and talk with me? I said, absolutely, I can. So we go into the office and we talk, and there at the office is the homeowner. It seems that the homeowner has hired this law firm, the one she works at, to represent her in suing two people. One, the home inspector, and two, the realtor that referred the home inspector for the well inspection. Now, I didn't know all this stuff, but apparently, if you're a realtor and you refer somebody to do something like a well inspection, you should probably check and make sure that that person is licensed. Not doing that is something called negligence, according to this lawyer. She also said it could be incompetence, but we're going with negligence. So they're suing the realtor against their errors and omissions insurance for referring somebody who's not licensed. And then they're suing the home inspector because his license is to do a home inspection and the well is outside the home. It falls under a different license. And while they can technically inspect it, this guy was negligent or incompetent in how he did it and missed a whole bunch of things, which then in turn cost the homeowner money. So I'm sitting in this meeting answering these questions honestly, like, this is what we had to do to fix it. Yes, this could have been found ahead of time. Yes, these are the instruments we would have used to detect that. And I provided her with 5 or 6 different well inspections that we had done. And she compared our well inspections to his well inspections and noticed a difference. Theirs didn't test for a whole bunch of things. And the lawyer smiles. Now, I'm a curious little guy, so I say, why are you smiling? And she says, because this is a slam dunk. This is easy. The realtor should have never referred somebody that wasn't licensed, and the home inspector should have recognized that he's not a well contractor and he shouldn't have done this inspection. And I said, well, now hold on for a second. I know a whole bunch of home inspectors that go and do well inspections. And she says, that's fine. Right up until the point that they missed something and cost a homeowner thousands of dollars. But I said, so I'm a licensed well contractor. If I go and do something and I miss something, then you can sue me. She says, absolutely. If you missed something, you can be sued for that, especially if it ends up costing the customer money. And I was like, cool. That makes a lot of sense. So I walked out of the meeting and I thought to myself, I was like, well, shit. This home inspector, who I've never done business with, I don't even know him, he's getting sued because of this. So I picked up the phone and I called a couple of home inspectors that I knew. And I was like, hey, you guys offer well inspections. What would it take for us to do your well inspections? And none of them were interested in subcontracting out their well inspections because they make money off of it. So after I talked with everybody, I just kind of sat there and I thought to myself, wow, that's not a position I would like to be in. In any event, guys, if you enjoyed the video, the best way to support the channel is head on over to the merch store, buy some BioOne or a Septic Happens t-shirt. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Try not to get sued for doing unlicensed work.